the Samaritan woman is just surviving. And you can tell from what the gospel says that her life is a mess and that she didn't intend it to turn out this way. She's tried several times to make things good, and they have fallen apart. And now here she is on this day, and she is alone. And over she has to go to this well to get water so that she can live another day. But this is sort of the image of her life. It's like, okay, I can go and get a little, and I will live again today. And at the end of the day, I will be thirsty, and at the end of the day, I will still be alone. And from what she says, I think that she didn't want to go get water today. Today might have been the breaking point where she looked at her pitcher with resentment and said, I don't want to take this stupid pitcher again to the stupid well under the stupid sun after this stupid walk, but I will die without it. And so she grabs it and walks out the door. You can tell in all of her responses to Jesus in this conversation, she is guarded and evasive and sometimes kind of aggressive too. And I think she was not always this way. Probably this was sort of a longer, over the course of years, her heart changed and she became sort of prickly, defensive person that she is when she meets Jesus. But I think also something significant and bad happened at some point in the recent past, because she had one husband and then another and then another. And each time she was remarried, she tried again. She had some hope, like maybe this time. But after 5 husbands, she doesn't try again. She's with a man, but she has given up on this sort of, I'll be a wife with a husband and that can be good. Something bad happened, something cracked or broke in her. And now, here she is, again, surviving, but hardened. When Jesus asks her for water and then says, if you knew who you were speaking to, you would ask him for water and he would give you living water. Her response is maybe the most significant words in all of this. She says, Sir, give me this water so that I may not be thirsty or have to keep coming here to draw water. I wonder how she says this exactly. She could say it kind of bitter and venomous, kind of spat out, kind of venting her own dissatisfaction and anger. Give me this water so that I may not be thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water. Or maybe she said it in a kind of joking way, one of those jokes that reveal the truth while not acknowledging it, Like she didn't really believe what he said. She didn't really want what he said. And so kind of laughing, kind of ridiculing him. Oh, wow, well, give me this water so that I won't be thirsty anymore and have to keep coming here to draw water. Either way, she reveals her heart, like the truth inside, that she is sad and in pain and longing. I think also, not only it reveals like the pain of her own life, but I think this woman hates herself. There's a sense of, despising herself in this. And whatever she has done or whoever she is that brought her to this place in her life. Certainly there are other people to blame, but she blames herself. And then there's a little glimmer of light. Because after, again, she's kind of evasive, she's leading the conversation around. She talks with Jesus about the Samaritans and the Jews and worshiping God. What Jesus says uncovers something. All of a sudden, you can tell this woman is still alive. This hardened heart still has a pulse. It was undetectable in the beginning. But then she says, I know the Messiah is coming. And this is hope. It might seem distant for her, but she is not entirely hopeless. She knows that there is a Savior coming who will make everything right. And maybe she doesn't expect it in her lifetime. But when she says this, I know the Messiah is coming, this is extremely vulnerable because this guarded, hardened heart, like to say, I know the Messiah is coming, is to reveal something that might be childish. Certainly something she has been ridiculed for. But when she says, I know the Messiah is coming, she says in some way, my heart is longing for what seems like a childish dream. Probably she's hopped on board and ridiculed herself for this. And when finally, Jesus has been working towards this, but when finally her heart is softened enough that there's a pulse detectable, when she's able to haul out her little bit of faith and hope, then Jesus says to her what he says to almost no one. He reveals who he is. And he says to her, I am he who am here speaking with you. I am the Messiah that you have waited for. He says to her, after following her around in this conversation and letting her lead it and like being so patient with her little attacks and her defensiveness and her closeness, finally she is able to share this hope. I know the Messiah is coming. And Jesus says, I am he, and I have come for you, you who are sad and alone and thirsting. I am the Messiah, and I have come for you.